see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those off. Yo, squad shady, my bros raw. No breaks, we go, 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 go. Throw shade, that's a no, 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 no. Go high, go low, low, low. Like spinning in a 644. Cash money like 504. Ball like AD24. No sleep, need more, more, more. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my...
Oh my gosh. Why don't you just pop one in to hold it?
Well, the problem is
something like
the piece
at least centered or no?
See, and this is a great example, Dave. You recording here? See, look, and that's why I use these when it's on. You see the metal down there. So the metal is way stronger than the fiberglass, obviously. So as you're doing this with the step bit, the metal will guide your step bit to where it needs to be. So you don't have to be 100% perfect. If you take it off the car and just drilled all these right where we have the pallet, yeah, some are probably a little off here and there, and it won't fit as perfect as if you can do this step on the car.
I'd just be afraid of going too far.
Yeah, don't go too far. See, now I got it. It's the same size as the thing, and this sits perfectly down and has just a little wiggle room. So that one's done. So we'll try to get these three, and then we may actually put all the hardware on for them so we can clamp it down, and then we'll start figuring out the rest.
Okay.
It's really not that bad, right?
No. Should be done in 2 seconds.
No, it really doesn't take long.
And
would you like to do it?
No.
Okay.
1, 2. Alright, so we got the Zeus's on the side. I actually did those. Joe just showed me how to do it. Some guidance. It's just takes a long time. So now we're going to figure out how to Zeus the front. What do you think, Joe? It's just time consuming, that's all. Yeah, it's just time consuming. But it's looking pretty good.
I mean, you got to think, like, okay, so here we are. We're still probably an hour or two away from having the hood mount. We ain't even started cutting holes. It's just...
TX2K. Alright guys, it's 11 o'clock, a little past 11. Sunday night before TX2K. Man, today was rough. I tried to film as much as I could. Sorry, it's kind of dark in here. But I tried to film as much as I could. But man, we were just so busy trying to mount the hood. Obviously, like, so we got some Zeus rails for the hood. They're obviously not cut to fit or bent already. Like, you have to bend them and cut them and trim them. So that's pretty much what I did most of the day, was cut the Zeus rails, trim them, set them where they need to be. Mind you, I've never done this before, but Joe kind of guided me while he was doing other stuff. And then we riveted them in there, and then we mounted the hood, and then we needed more support on the front. You can't just have them on the side. And there's really no good places for... The side rails are easy because they just literally rivet to the fender, but on the front, you know, the bumper's plastic and the front end is tubed, but everything's already painted and we didn't, so there's no bars essentially for us to attach any Zeus fasteners to the front. So we did have one thin bar that we ran to support the bumper, so we're able to hook 2 up to that one, but it wasn't ideal. Honestly, we'll probably have to put 2 more on the outside to get the hood right. But anyways, we got the hood mounted, and then we went to start cutting the hole for the downpipe, because you guys know run hood exits around here, streetcar shit. And I don't know, we just misgauged the height. It's really hard to cut holes in the hoods for these exhausts when the exhaust is already made. And so we just misgauged it, cut the exhaust too short, unfortunately. And there's no going back from that when you cut it too short. So it happens. It's part of it. It's late at night. We're trying to make this stuff work with little to no time left. And so we literally had to chop my exhaust and weld a new piece on there. So we did that. Finally got the hood cut for the downpipe. Got it all trimmed up. Got the trim ring on there. It's actually looking pretty good. I should have showed you guys, but like I said, we've just been slammed. And so then we're trying to, the next step is, which we haven't done yet, is we got to cut holes for the dump tubes to exit out the hood. Now we were going to turn the dump tubes down and just say forget it for now. We'll just cut the hood later for the dump tubes if we even want to. But the way that we had already made the dump tubes previously, they're meant to go out the hood with the degree they're at, and it would take so much more time to remake those. So we're going to rock it. We're going to cut the hood. And we pretty much ended off there. So there's a few things left to do. We got the driver's side window working. Joe's gonna wire up the passenger side window tomorrow. He still has to wire up the dump valves. And we got a small trans leak, so hopefully it's just like a fitting that came loose. We'll tighten that up hopefully, and that'll fix it. Other than that, so Joe's got to do some wiring. We got to finish cutting the hood for the dump tubes, mount the trim rings for it, and then I still got to put all the interior back together, which won't take that long. So I'm gonna probably end the TX2K series, well, at least part of the series, getting the car ready, and hopefully the next video you guys see us racing at 2K, maybe, I don't know. Oh, going out of focus here. Hopefully. So the car's running and driving good right now. We did a 12-pound hit yesterday on the street. It got on the trans brake pretty quick. It made a pretty good hit on 12 pounds. It felt good. We just haven't, we need to go to a track now and turn it up and see, where all the fueling's at, and just start making adjustments from there. But like I said, we've never had the straight axle on the track. This is a whole new combo with the Holly setup. So, and Joe's tuning the whole car. So me and Joe are going to pretty much work together on the car. And like we always do, it's just the two of us. But yeah, so we're gonna try and make some things happen. We're pretty sure the stator is wrong in the converter. That's just part of a new build. So I'm gonna call Monday, have them ship me a stator to Houston, and I'll pick it up at the Airbnb. I'll have it shipped to the Airbnb we're staying at. But Joe still wants to make test hits on the current stator just to make sure. I mean, we're pretty sure it's too loose, but just to make sure it is too loose. We're going to try and make 1 or 2 hits Wednesday, make some shakedown hits, low boost, and if we see that the stator's wrong, then Wednesday night we'll be pulling the transmission and changing the stator. And then the problem is there's no drag racing Thursday. Qualifying just starts on Friday, so we're going to have to use Friday's qualifying as test hits and just start working from there. So honestly, my goal was just to get the car to TX2K because it is the last one in Houston. I really wanted the car there. I know I'm not going to be competitive. I know you guys see the car, and it's got some badass shit on it, but it takes time. I don't think people realize it. Everybody thinks you can just pay a bunch of money, slap a car together, and it's going to go fast. Like, no, these dudes that are running low 7s and high 6s, they have a year, 2 years of testing on these cars. And, the suspension is just right. The boost ramps, the boost curves are just right. The leaves are just right. The torque converter's set up perfectly. So it takes time to get there. I'm not saying it's going to take me a year or 2 to get there. Usually Joe and I are pretty quick with this stuff, but we can't expect the first outing for this thing just to be flying back in the 7s. So I'm just excited to take the car to TX2K, hopefully. And then I'll be super excited to make a shakedown hit. I know it's going to be slow. We're going to be low timing, low boost. But that's where you have to start when you have a fresh build. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this series so far. I didn't film as much as I wanted to today. It literally kicked mine and Joe's ass. And we've been at it for the last 2 weeks, just non-stop. And like, the point that we're at now is pretty impressive, honestly. Like, don't mean to toot our own horn here, but the fact that we went from a rolling car out of the body shop to it running and driving and getting into boost is pretty, I think we did pretty well. So huge thanks to Joe and all of his work. Like, I know he's probably pretty beat right now. I'm pretty beat because we both have full-time jobs. And not only do I have a full-time job, I got the performance shop on the side too. And Joe's got his full-time job and he's working on my car, and he's got other cars he needs to be working on too. So we've been super busy. It's a good thing to be busy. I'd be bored if I wasn't, but we got a lot to do. So hopefully we can get everything done before TX2K, and hopefully I'll see some of you guys out there. And like I said, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the Tang being back, and hopefully we'll see you guys out there. Where's the other one?
Bane, where are you hiding?
He's hiding back there. Anyways, we have made it to Houston.
Barely.
I do not recommend you drive through the night to get here.
Or telling your girlfriend 2 hours before we leave that we're leaving.
It works. So yeah, we made it to Houston, made it to TX2K. We don't know what the car's gonna do, but we're gonna try and make a pass, see what happens. And we may just end up hanging out the whole time, which would be fine, right?
Oh, as long as I get food.
Yeah. Marv, hungry?
A little bit. Gotta start working on these 700 carbs.
Same.
Same. 700 slices of pizza coming soon.
Mod pizza.
So we're gonna hopefully get into the track soon. It's taking forever. And there's supposedly a test session today, so we'll try and hit that. See, make a pass or two, and then load up the car and sell it, probably. That's how I'm gonna feel after, I'm sure. So I'll update you guys soon. Alright guys, so we were trying to get ready for our first actual hit in the car. Got stuck in tech for over an hour, but Joe's making some adjustments, trying to get the dash to work with the Holly, and and we're making some adjustments. So we just adjusted the 4-link for the first time. We kind of have the bars where we think they should be, and then we put some preload in the anti-roll bar to kind of give us somewhat of a starting point. So leaning on Joe for that stuff, because I really don't know the 4-link stuff that well. So hopefully we're going to be able to make the next test session. So they've already done 2. We're going to try and make the 3rd one. Like I said, we have no idea what the car is going to do, so we kind of just set it where we think and see what happens. Alright guys, day 2 at 2K. If you guys don't know, Wednesday is testing, Thursday is all roll racing, and then after that they start the qualifying for drag racing. So yesterday we tried to make some hits, and we didn't throw much power at it because we weren't sure what it was going to do. Well, of course it hooks up and goes, but it just felt like a dog. So we figured out there were some issues, and then we tried to make a second pass, and hi! You know, it's the issues you don't think are going to come up actually come up. So we tried to make another pass. Joe tried to put like 80 pounds of boost at it.
It helped.
Wasn't doing anything. No, we throw some more boost at it. It wasn't doing anything. And we found the vac leak early on, but then we figured out it's the transmission. So we're having some slight transmission problems. Joe, what's the odds of us fixing this? 1 in 100. So
I'm not a transmission guy, but given all these symptoms, I'm not feeling good for the trans. She's just probably a little burned. But so like we beat on it all day.
Yeah. With
the 2-step, cooked the fluid, and then we're like, oh, let's put a bunch of power to it, and then it didn't go anywhere and just slipped. So I'm sure not only the fluid's beyond gone, but I'm sure the clutches and bands are all
probably smoked.
Yeah.
So,
and anyways,
we'll
leave the depressing news after you turn it off.
So we're gonna do what we can, I guess.
Did you find that transmission? Another one?
Yeah, okay. Overnight. Smoked.
Big boost.